shout out to Del and Diane Robertson. Thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for regular uploads and your chance to be included in shout outs for future videos. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing something very different from what I've ever done with soap making. I was recently contacted by someone in Sydney. She wanted me to make custom soap for her, and originally when I read it and when I seen what she was after, I was a little apprehensive because I've never really worked with Embeds, and I thought, oh no, I don't know if I can. So I ended up, actually, funny story, I ended up reaching out to Keely from Soy and Shay, and I said, hey, is this something you're able to do? Like, I thought of you because I know Keely's really good at soap embeds and like really funky and cool designs like that. So I thought she would be better suited, and she said that she's got a really full plate on at the moment, so she wouldn't want to disappoint the lady that was requesting the design. And I said, okay, fair enough, no problem. So I, went away, thought about it for a bit, and then I thought, okay, I'm just going to give it a go. I said to her, it might not work out, I don't know. It might work out, but when it comes to embeds and, cool designs on top, and I'm really an amateur when it comes to that stuff, so that's not really my area. So that's why I was happy. I was at the time, I was hoping, Keely, please, I wanted to see what she was going to do with it as well, because I know she makes fantastic soaps like that. And yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, this is me being nervous. If you haven't gotten to know me well enough by now, I'm a little nervous about this because I don't know how it's going to turn out. And I'm trying to figure out ways to hold these embeds up because they're too thin, they're not going to stand up on their own. So if anyone has any recommendations for me on how to properly do these, how to stand these up properly, do let me know, because in future, if I am making more soaps, I will use... Oops, sorry, I shook the camera. I will use your recommendations. Actually, I've got these large round molds. I got all these molds actually from Heirloom Body Care. I'm sure you all about Heirloom Body Care. It's a supplier here in Sydney, particularly because Kerry a couple of weeks ago was a guest on the Soap Makers Lounge as well. And I get all these embeds from her. So head on over to Heirloom Body Care. They have a really large range of really cool embeds. And the reason why I put this together, because I know this stands up. Let's see if this actually fits. Oh, it does fit. Oh, there we go. Okay, crisis averted. And then I think I can... Oh, no, that's too small. Okay, that's all right. I'm happy with that. All right, so the first part of the video. So there we go. I'm doing it live as I'm figuring this out. Oh my gosh, I crack myself up sometimes. Right, so yes, so now we figured that out. So I'm just doing the embeds first, so these will go on the top of the soaps. So what she requested was a pink and white swirly soap, which I will do it in the pot swirl around the edges and pour into the actual, the log mold that I'm going to be using for her. And on top, she wanted white clouds. So I'm going with 100% coconut oil recipe for the whole thing, because I know this will remain white. And I didn't want to add olive oil or, I'm going to find shea butter, because I knew that it will darken and it will be quite dark, and the white won't come through properly. So I decided for the embeds to do 100% coconut oil, 20% super fat. I'm going to leave out the sugar and the salt, although I will be using 2% sodium lactate, particularly because these particular molds really benefit from sodium lactate at 2%. And so that's the embeds. I've got a kilo of organic coconut oil here. My water is here. I have to mix up the lye for this. So the top of the soap, I get distracted very easily, will be the white clouds from the top on the behind, like on the top back of the soap. And then in front of it will be small hearts. And the heart I'm going to be doing pink. And I'm going to be alternating between bars. So some will have a cloud, white cloud, a small pink heart, and then other bars will have a large pink heart with small pink hearts. So those are designs that she wanted. And these particular soaps are going to be multi-purpose because she actually has a makeup line for her business. And she sells these makeup sponges, and she was looking for something really effective to remove all the makeup from these sponges. And I personally know handmade soaps are the best at removing makeup from either the face or so like makeup equipment like sponges and tools and whatnot. So that's why I decided to go with 100% coconut oil, 20% super fat, because it's fantastic at cleaning and it'll definitely remove all the debris, the makeup and all that from the equipment. Facial soaps are really, really good too. They remove makeup. I get a lot of positive feedback for my facial soaps as well. So just Castile soap in general is really good at removing makeup from the face and also equipment. So I suggested to her to do a 20% super fat because in that way, it's a dual soap, so she can sell it as, a nice, embedded soap to clean your soap equipment. Plus also if you wanted to use it on the body, you can most definitely use it on the body. So the embeds I'm going to leave unscented. The base soap, like the main soap, I said to her I was going to create a nice custom blend. So I'm still pondering as to what I'm going to create for her. Right, so I'm going to quit my babbling on. I'm going to make these embeds first. And once I pour them in, I'll check on them in about 5 hours. Generally, I cut my soaps in 4 hours, but 4 to 5 hours. But because these only have one opening on the top, they might need between 5 and 8 hours. So at the 5 hour mark, I'll come and check on them. I'll cut them probably not 1 inch, probably half an inch. And I'll see how many I get. I'm winning this. I'm doing a kilo of coconut oil. I will fill the small ones first, and then I will fill the larger heart. And then I can make a judgment in future if I was to fill the second one, how much more oil, base oil I would need. So that's what's happening today. I'm hoping that it'll be very nice. So fingers crossed. And I'm a bit excited today as well. I'm nervous and excited. I'm sure I've said that probably twice already, but I am overall excited because I'm going to be testing out these. I got 2 of these from Vinny. You've seen me, obviously in all my videos use his soap cutter and a slab cutter. And my big slab mold as well. That's from actual Vinny on Etsy down in South Australia. And he also makes these beautiful log molds, and the ends come off, which is really good. And the reason why I got this and not using, say, these particular ones, right? So these, I'm just purely using these molds now for melt and pour soaps because I make my own melt and pour soap base and I put them in here. So this is totally fine for that. And the reason why I don't like these molds, even though they're fantastic for beginners, but in my case, I don't like these because they're very thick and they're not as flexible. So when you are expecting, say, 10 bars from this, there might be a damage and there's not enough on the ends of the log to cut off cuts and still get 10 bars, for example. So that's the reason why I'm not using this mold for this. So I went ahead and told Vinny, I need 2 of these, please. So he was gracious enough to send them to me within a few days, which is really great. And as you've seen in my video with slab molds, I unmold really effortlessly. It's just so flexible. It just comes straight off. So this is why I love this in particular. It is bigger than these molds. These are 26 centimeters long. These are 32.5 centimeters long, which is the exact length of my slab. So I know I will get 12 bars at 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters, or 10 bars at 3 inch. Not 3 inch, sorry, 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters, which is 1.25 inches, if I remember correctly. I'm not very good with the conversion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark on here 12 bars, 2.5 centimeter spacing, so I know where to place the embeds. And these are really affordable, and as you can see, the quality, it's got little stands on the bottom too. The quality is just outstanding. The craftsmanship, the silicone mold, everything is just outstanding. I could not recommend Vinny enough. So definitely head on to Vinny. Look how cute that is with the lid and the little handle that comes on it. Generally, I don't use lids on my slabs or loaves anyway. I like to leave them open, but I always request lids because when everything's clean on the inside, I put the lids on just to keep any dust out. So that's why I like to still request the lids, but you don't have to request the lids. Right, so that's what's happening today. Rightio, so I will stop my blabbering on and I will get to mixing the lye, and I might do a heat transfer method. It's pretty hot here today, so it should just melt this without any issues. Right, so let's get making. again. So the embeds are well and truly done now. They're extra hard. It's been a few days, which is really good. And I actually showed her, she came and met me for a coffee over the weekend, and she really liked the way the clouds looked, which is great. And we ended up deciding, or she decided, because I mixed a few different fragrances together, a nice blend. So I ended up going with a natural berry fragrance oil with a little bit of cedarwood, a little bit of rose geranium, and a little bit of Peru balsam, which smells exactly like vanilla. So it's like a berry vanilla rose, as I call it. Smells really nice. So that's what's going in the scenting. It's just going to be a 2-color swirl for the main soap, which is obviously, I put clay in everything, just white clay. And the other half needs to be a really soft pink, like a baby pink. So it's got a little bit of Australian pink clay with a little bit of Australian yellow clay and a little bit of Australian white clay, because I don't want it too dark. So those are the colors that we're going with. It is still a fairly neutral color for the fragrance, but she wants it white. So I have no choice. So I didn't put sugar in the lye water. So literally it was just citric acid in here, and then sodium lactate when it hits below 50 degrees. And I think I'm going to have to put a tablespoon of titanium dioxide. And I get asked this a lot, is titanium dioxide natural? And yes, absolutely, titanium dioxide is a natural ingredient. Only problem is with titanium dioxide is you want to mix it outside. So when it came to actually mixing it in this bottle, I went outside and I used the funnel, and I got the required amount of the titanium dioxide in here, which was a 100-gram jar. So I just threw it in, and then I put 125 grams of, I think it was 150 grams, 125 grams, one or the other, as long as it's more than the actual powder, which is fine. And then I, obviously shook it outside, so I didn't do it in here. I went outside to do it. And the problem with titanium dioxide, it's not very good for you to breathe it in the lungs. So I just recommend, if you're going to pre-disperse it in distilled water, just go outside and do it. But yes, titanium dioxide is a natural ingredient. It's found in toothpaste, even natural herbal toothpaste. You'll see that they might have titanium dioxide in them. And yes, I thought I'd just cover that quick. And because I wasn't willing to use anything synthetic in this recipe, we wanted to keep it natural. So that's what's going on with the titanium dioxide. So I'm hoping that the white stays white, and I'm hoping that the pink stays pink. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out, huh? Right, so let me check the temperatures. Yeah, 30, hang on, 31, 37, that's all right. I'm comfortable with soaping at that temperature. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and mix everything up, and I had to mark the loaf mold because we're cutting it at 3 centimeters. So I did the best I could. I don't know if I did a very good job, but it's the first time marking a mold, and I'm going to have to try and work in between where I've marked them. So it could be a disaster, it could be good, I don't know. I'm just, I've pre-planned everything in my head, and it's just time now to actually make the soap. Oh my god. Alright, so it'll be first time with, using Embeds on the top, but we'll see how we go.